That's what you get with live stuff. Yeah. So yeah, we're back this week with episode 55 LV, as it were, in Roman numerals for the Holdo maneuver. We're going to be talking about Ahsoka Part 6, Far, Far Away, this week. And this week, we have Geek the F Out channel joining us. Silver K. Oh, this way. Silver K.
Hello.
And then Lucha Johnny.
Greetings and salutations.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Yes, thanks for being here.
And then Mike joining me as always down that corner.
I'm always here somewhere in some fashion.
Yes, it's
in some universe.
Hey, so I have a question.
Uh-oh.
Where exactly did Night Sisters go on Peridia to get new Stormtrooper armor?
I'm going to say the dump.
Good guess, but no.
the Hermit Crab Trailer Park.
The Hobbit Hermit Crabs.
Hobbit Hermit Crab.
No. They go to the Thrawn shop.
It didn't play. It's literally supposed to.
There we go.
It's just...
Thank you, StreamYard. Thank you, StreamYard.
I'm going to message you about the sounds because they keep not playing when I try to use them.
But yeah,
there was a sound first. I heard something.
It's just I don't know. It's weird. Last week it did the same thing. Clicked him, nothing happened, and then I had to re-upload one, and it finally worked.
Well, there we go. Anyways, though, so yeah, I guess we'll start here by getting everybody's initial thoughts on the episode that we watched this week. We'll kind of go round robin like we normally do. So we'll start with Kayla, then go down to Johnny, then Mike, then me. So what were your overall thoughts of this week's episode of Ahsoka?
Hated it. Never gonna watch another episode. Just kidding. No, I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure how they were going to top, or even if they were going to match last week's episode. And I think I loved it just as much, but for different reasons. Because last week, was epic with Anakin and all the stuff with Clone Wars and Rebels being thrown in there. And so there was a lot of nostalgia for those things. And this week, I think there was a lot of classic Star Wars. I almost said Star Trek. There was a lot of classic Star Wars in it that I really enjoyed as well. And I think they hit the nail on the head in a very different way this week. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will continue to watch.
Nice. How about you, Johnny?
So it's been an interesting talking point that I have not watched Rebels.
For shame.
Michael hasn't either. Yeah, I purposely did not watch it.
You're not alone.
Give the perspective of someone who hasn't seen Rebels and whether or not things are hitting the way they should. The introduction of Thrawn came off as a big deal. That was so well done. I've read about Thrawn, and I never read the books that he was in either, and I've watched synopsis videos about Rebels, but they really pulled off he has a presence that with all his troops chanting his name as he's walking down, and the one guy with the gold mask. They really pulled it off well. Yeah. So overall, yeah, I'm enjoying the show in general. I thought it was, like Kayla said, it was I didn't know if they would be able to top last week's episode this week.
They definitely didn't bottom it.
They power bottom it.
Well, the Star Destroyer might have.
Oh boy, yeah.
I joked on Twitter that I was sincerely hoping they didn't pull the whole thing where this week, instead of seeing this other galaxy, we just got a day in the life of the New Republic with Hera and Karsa dealing with the higher ups and explaining themselves. Oh, yeah. So I was glad they didn't go that route.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked this episode just as much as any of the other ones that I've seen so far.
Nice.
Agreed.
How about you, Mike?
I enjoyed it. It was a change from what we've seen before last week's episode, like where it wasn't just recapping the last season of Rebels. Like they kind of went forward finally with the story, in my opinion. From what I've seen from recaps and all that stuff I watched to prepare for Ahsoka, they weren't rehashing things, which is okay, whatever, do what you got to do. But it told a story and it didn't rely on past information. Like having to see something from the animated series in live action again, having to basically redo a scene from that Clone Wars or something again to tell the story. It had its own feel. It's like it could have been like a stand. Like again, last week I was like, this is kind of where the series feels like it kicked off, and this one is like, oh, this could be another series kickoff point. It wasn't just like a continuation of something that we've already seen. Like this felt new, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New
They
but
have
old.
new
good
but
way.
old. Always have more questions on choices they make because like they're on this Dathomir planet that everyone seems to know about, but nobody seems to know about. At the same time, like it's a myth, but
Yeah.
it's not. And how do whale carcasses decay in space is another question I have. Like I didn't think that was possible.
Bones...
And
Yeah.
it's
I'd love to know the science behind that.
Maybe
gonna get too
there's
technical.
maybe there's other spaceborne life that feeds off the carcasses and
Space
Like-
lice or something. I don't know.
like dermestid
Space
beetles,
lice.
but in space.
Space life.
No, it was.
Okay.
I kind of felt the Ezra reveal lacked a punch, in my opinion. Like it wasn't as powerful as it was kind of being built up to be for Sabine. He was just kind of like, "Hey, here I am."
Just leaning, just chilling.
Maybe that was intentional because I don't know much about Ezra. Maybe that's his vibe. I don't know. I'll let the
Yeah.
experts speak to that.
He's kind of a chill guy, more or less.
He had his mithril shirt on.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did have mithril. Oh, Dave Filoni and his love of Tolkien.
Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed it. Still want to know why it's called Ahsoka because it's not really a story about her. But
I mean, could be like how The Mandalorian is now about Bo-Katan, and she's
But she's still
technically a
Mandalorian.
Yeah. I don't know.
it's
I mean,
wasn't ever
Boba
called Din
Fett.
Djarin.
Boba Fett, half of that fucking.
Hey, I have my own problems with Boba Fett, so I did not like that series. But no, I like it. I enjoy it.
I have that
I'm
figure.
digging this series so far, so I'm not putting a hard line in the sand saying this is awful. Like a couple of guests we've had have done. So
Nice.
Yeah, I watched a couple of those. And people were not fans. I was like, oh no, this is scary.
As much as I can get mad at a Star Wars thing, I still like it because it's Star Wars. Like I
Yeah.
can't complain because of artistic choices and storytelling things that go on because it's someone else's baby. Like they can't placate to everyone. They got to
Yeah.
make something, and I can disagree with the
And
choice and still enjoy it.
And this
So.
one is Filoni's baby.
Very much so. You
Mhm.
can very much tell that it is his baby. Like
Yeah.
Mark sent me something like Dave Filoni knows where Ahsoka and Luke met. Yeah, because he created this character. And like it's his story. Like he wrote that already. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, my theory for that was still, I don't know if it has a chance to happen now with it being 2 more episodes left, but I had that theory earlier in the season where that like this show was taking place immediately after Ahsoka's episode of Mando season 2,
Mhm.
and then it like
Mhm.
all took place possibly before she showed up in Book of Boba Fett again, and then or possibly
Be interesting to
somewhere-
see how she goes back from Gandalf the white to Gandalf the black.
But yeah, because it could still happen, but I just remembered, like, I thought maybe that she would end up after like the events of the show. Maybe that's when we then see her meet Luke at that point.
Yeah. I want to know where that all intertwines because I've seen some theories, like even new rock stars was breaking it down, and he was like, "There's this tiny glitch when we see the Purgles at the front, and it could be Grogu
Oh, yeah.
and Daddy Pedro in their N1."
Papa P.
Yeah, Papa P and his slutty little knee. Could be them, but I'm like, wow, that is a stretch. But who the fuck knows? Like, totally could have been
Dave
that.
Filoni knows. He
Dave
knows.
Filoni knows.
Baloney knows.
Filoni only knows. Hashtag.
Maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't, and he's just making all this shit up as he goes along.
Maybe
I mean,
it's like
technically,
season
everyone
3 of
does.
Lost
That's
and
what
they don't
braiding
know
is.
where
It's
it's
true.
going.
But
Well, I don't
yeah,
know. There's seat of your pants writers and there's outline writers who have like
oh, yeah.
everything
Seat of your
mapped
pants
out
right here.
before. Yeah.
Vince Gilligan
I am.
would be on this side.
Hashtag Filoni knows. So good.
I think at least for my thoughts on this episode is I don't know if anybody else watched it, but did anybody else watch Willow on Disney Plus before it got removed?
I've seen
off
the
Disney
original
Plus?
one, but not
Okay.
the.
So
Wait,
you
the
can't.
new
Nobody
one?
can. Yeah, the one that's
Okay.
not
I
on
haven't
Disney
seen
Plus
the new
anymore
one.
The one
now
Disney
you can't
threw
watch
away.
it because it's not on Disney Plus anymore. But
They're
Yeah,
bringing
Ralph,
back the vault.
Ralph and James mentioned that. Why did they remove it again?
taxes,
Do we know?
taxes,
Okay.
tax breaks.
Because Bob
Like-
Iger came back. And
The new Mighty Ducks series isn't on there. It's pretty much all of like the Disney Plus original shows that weren't Marvel or Star Wars got taken off of Disney Plus for reasons. But yeah, I mean, what I was gonna just basically just equate it to was that this episode kind of felt very within the vibe of that series, where just because it had like a lot of the mystical stuff with like the Night Sisters in here, you had like the kind of weird kind of creature like wolf rat looking
Howler, I
thing.
think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
Was it?
howlers.
Okay, howlers.
Rodents of
Yeah.
unusual size.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go.
It's like a rat, dog, horse thing.
Yeah. I know when
But
when they showed them like way off, like when they had that like really wide establishing
Loth
shot.
wolves.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Lothwolves, but then I was like, wait, they're not on Lothal, so unless
Yeah.
Lothwolves only are on there, I don't know. But yeah, I liked this I liked the kind of whole like weird vibe that was going on with this episode. It was like very much more mystical than I feel like some of the other episodes have been. But overall, that's what I took away from
Spooky.
it.
Yeah, I had said like, sorry, I said one of the things I wanted if they're going to a new galaxy was I want it to be weird, like completely different than what we saw. And they came out of hyperspace, and there's a planet with a ring system that's the bones of space whales, and I'm like, I think that suffices. And they've got statues that are just constantly in silent screams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the level of weird that we ended up with. Going to
I feel like
whole
it could have been
a whole
weirder.
different galaxy. It probably could have, but man, that
I mean, we're in the samurai galaxy from what it feels like.
yeah, that
That's
planetary
true.
ring system made of space whale bones is so metal. It's awesome.
So metal.
So metal.
So yeah, like the episode opens with the Purgles traveling through hyperspace, and I kind of have it as our background on here. People can't really see it because we're in front of it, but
How dare we
liked-
be in front of it?
I mean, I could drop us all out and put us back in, but that'll take too long. But yeah, I liked that shot. It was very. I don't know. It's just pretty, I guess.
Metal?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Metal. It was like like 1970s like animation, like that kind of like
Acid trippy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Kind of reminded me of some of the stuff from Thor Ragnarok too. Is like especially when they're
Yes.
like recreating the Willy
The
Wonka
Bifrost.
boat scene, but
Mhm.
with Chris Hemsworth on the chair there. Because they have the close up on his face. It's supposed to be like the Wonka like freaking out face, but
I just don't remember that scene. That's all.
seriously, that
Faster and faster. Where we're going, nobody knows.
Ugh, God, terrifying.
It was. That scene gave me nightmares.
Yeah. Glad I'm not alone.
but yeah,
Gene Wilder, creepy.
Traumatized many a youngling.
Hmm.
what did you guys think of the
Younglings.
visuals in that scene? Like how they were doing that with
Yeah,
the turtle like
and
going through.
It also was very different from how we've seen hyperspace before. and
Yes, that's what I was
I
thinking.
like that. Hmm. Bootyful, full of booty, Purgle booty. Yeah.
Oh.
Plus, I mean, I don't know if anyone else has thoughts on the visuals, but going into the, Ahsoka and Hu Yang talking, like it was, a very brief scene between them, but like we got so much, like we got those awesome visuals, and then we got this great, I mean, not the best conversation, but a really cool
No.
conversation if you're, I was about to say Star Trek again, a Star Wars fan. It's because we just talked about Trek. And get a lot of cool little tidbits. The history of the universe, parts 1, 2, and 3, in a galaxy far, far, or a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Like, we got all that. Like, what did we ever expect to hear that in something Star Wars?
Right.
Like, something so meta in Star Wars. Like, that was amazing. That was really cool.
I literally did the Leo point at the
Yeah.
TV when Hu Yang said,
He said the thing.
yeah, he said the
He
thing.
said the
I
thing.
also
Ow.
I also
Hold me here.
I also liked the slight, I don't know if it was supposed to be like a dig, but like I liked where Ahsoka's like part 1 being the best, of course, out of the 3 parts of the history of the universe. And Mike had a thing there, I think, about it having a good connection.
Oh,
to,
the Mel Brooks.
yeah.
It's there's a joke there. Like there's gotta be.
I mean, they did
Maybe
finally
they'll go
make
to
it.
the Spaceballs universe.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
Maybe that's
Well,
what this universe
also,
is.
Hu Yang is what, 25,000 years old?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I don't think, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, is this the prequels, or are they talking about like the first thing that came out, which is the OG trilogy? And I was like, no, this is the history. Like, this is old. This isn't.
They're talking Yoda hatching from an egg. Like, old.
Yeah. Which there's a lot of theories that Yoda came from this galaxy and
That could be
then
interesting.
came over to our galaxy, and that's why they're like, oh, he's all knowing because he's from another galaxy. But I was like, there's not really evidence to show that. It's a fun theory, but I don't know.
Yeah,
And then he became an absentee father after he and Yaddle made Grogu.
Well, Yaddle kind of got screwed in more ways
I mean,
than
yeah,
one
that's
in
how
that situation.
you would make Grogu.
That's how that works.
But
See,
because she went to go catch Dooku and gets what, smushed?
Yeah.
Anakin did not have a father. How did that happen?
He's Space Jesus. Well, because Ezra is Space Moses. So,
Is he though?
I feel like Ezra looks more like Jesus. I know the joke is that Obi-Wan is Jesus, but like,
Well,
let's be real, he would have looked more like.
Yeah. Obi-Wan is
Obi-Wan's
American.
more of a Joseph.
Obi-Wan is American
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was gonna
Ezra is
say, Obi-Wan
historically
is
accurate Jesus.
Yeah.
So
white
Obi-Wan is a
washed,
Mormon? Is that what you're saying?
westernized version.
Yes.
He's like the Buddy Christ.
The Buddy Christ. Only with a higher death count. Body count.
Yeah. Well,
What kind of body
I mean, it might be close.
Yeah, Yeah,
crusades and everything.
and you guys already kind of brought it up too, but with the rings around Pridia basically being like we see the bones and then like just kind of implied it's meant to be like Purgle
Expected
skeletons. I would
Simba to
assume.
start hopping around and singing.
Oh yeah. What's that
With the
shadowy place
hyenas.
over there? I mean, his dad is Darth Vader.
Oh
true.
yeah.
You must never go there.
So you go there.
That's right. Mike, I think
I already
you
mentioned
thought
my one thing about.
that you thought maybe it was like where they went to like die or like.
It is where.
Well,
they
that's what they said.
I mean,
that's what
no.
Balin in the story said was,
Okay.
this is where the Purgo go to die, or space whales.
But
He didn't call
also
them Purgo.
doesn't mean that if they go there they're going to die. I think that's like where they eventually go. Yeah, I have no idea like where they migrate, but I feel like
Whoever they want.
it
Who's going to
could.
stop them?
It could.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It could be you only go there to die, but I think I don't know. It seems who knows.
So they're space whales, but they're more like space salmon.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Salmon go to the same place to
comparison
spawn.
made.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe they go there to do that and also to die.
I was
bees?
I was speculating that like they go there to die, but they don't go to die alone. Like the whole family comes with them. It's like a big to do.
Oh yeah.
Then the Purgle
morbid,
dies, and
but-
the rest of the family like
Let's go watch Dad
goes
die.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. Like fuck.
Maybe that's I'm getting real weird with the lore here. So the eldest Purgle comes here to die. The other Purgle have a cannibalistic ritual where they eat the dead elder. And that's why the ring system is full of bones. Like they pick the bones clean and then they go back to the other galaxy.
Got dark.
God damn. Okay.
Got dark real quick.
Yeah, I went from 0 to 100 real quick. Zaddy Pedro.
I mean, it's just a thought.
That could be
All
interesting.
right.
And then
Moving
you
on.
had some
Never
thoughts
know.
about Morgan's shuttle too, didn't you?
Yeah, her shuttle's cool. It really, like it's the if you know the 80s toys Silverhawks, there's a vehicle called the Sprint Hawk that had a button and it popped the wings out of the back. And when her shuttle launched off the hyperspace ring and the wings came out, I'm like, that looks like the Sprint Hawk, just in gold instead of silver.
Yeah, that looked like the whole like Eye of Sion, and then like just that like little like I guess like their little or Soren. Yeah,
Never gets old.
No.
the Eye of Michael Soren. Yeah, like with that. Yes. Like the other stuff on here too that I've been like noticing through. I mean, I know I'm not the only one too. Is that like throughout this like season so far, there's been like a lot of like Arthurian kind of legend type mythology type feeling stuff. There's also like a lot of like Shakespearean like Macbeth type of and like Greek mythology stuff that feels like kind of woven in. Like even with like the three Night Sisters here, it feels like the three fates from that too.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Literally their names in the credits. Johnny, is that what you're about to say?
Yeah, I was gonna let Mark finish if he had more to say. I didn't want to interrupt him.
oh no, yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go.
the middle Night Sister, the first one that talks, who is played by Claudia Black, who played Aaron's son in Farscape, which I'd love to see that. Her name in the credits was Clotho, which was Klothow. And Clotho is the name of one of the three fates from Greek mythology. Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos, which they just did a whole like season of them being in Legends of Tomorrow, I think it was one of the CW Arrowverse shows. So yeah, like even the name of that Night Sister is like, and Clotho spins the thread of fate for lives. So they even mentioned Sabine being a loose thread.
Mhm.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm curious to
Indeed.
see what all is going to happen with them. Like talking about, they're saying like it reeks of Jedi. So I guess that's confirmation that like Sabine does have some kind of force
Well, why
level
wouldn't they have said
that's
that about
detectable.
Balin and?
Because
The
they're
only
no
reason,
longer Jedi.
yeah, and the only reason I say it
I
that way is
don't
too,
know.
mostly because of like the direction that they did, like within the show, where like they did the camera movement over to her.
Mm.
But
Mhm.
that's the only reason I thought that. But
Yeah,
No, I thought it too, but I was like, well, why didn't they say it about them? Because technically he was a Jedi. Shin's the only one who. Well, no, it's Sabine too. They're not technically Jedi because they didn't go through Jedi school, quote unquote.
Maybe because she's secretly more powerful than all of them, but we just don't know it yet. I'd like to think
Possible.
so.
not if you listen to Hu Yang. She's the worst Jedi
Okay,
ever.
you know what? Fuck Hu Yang.
That was a great little quip that he had. I loved it.
Yeah,
I laughed pretty hard at it.
and Mark kind of mentioned it. You know, they keep the Night Sisters kept referring to Sabine as it, like it reeks of
Mhm.
Jedi. It is dangerous. It will wait in solitude. So
They're
I
really
wonder.
not good with pronouns.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, they are not.
There are no pronouns in this galaxy.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
They did.
The other thing too, you're mentioning Balin was too, that I thought was kind of interesting is like he kind of gives this whole like monologue to Shin after that like opening scene there with the witches, which I basically summarized down to, because he's saying like it happens over and over again. I was like, oh, so it's poetry, it rhymes.
Mhm.
Kenny's not here to
Yeah.
comment.
That would have been fun. That would have been funny if he just straight up. I mean, that maybe that would
Said
have
it.
been too like on the nose when they already did a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. To then also in the same
Yeah.
episode say it's like poetry or, and then someone would just have to say faster and more intense to somebody else in the episode too. just go for all the greatest hits. But yeah, so I'm curious like what he's specifically on Prettia looking for, because he definitely has his own thing that he wants to accomplish while they're there.
Yeah.
Didn't you want to start a new something? I can't remember what he said. Something.
He wants a new future. He's talking about he
Yeah.
said that he's looking for the beginning, the way to
Yeah.
end the cycle that he was talking
Right.
about of like war and rebellion, and then another fascist organization government coming in, and then another rebellion and war, etc., and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yep. Basically just wants to be Zaddy in charge of everyone and everything.
Yes.
Bypass all the bullshit and become a god, essentially. That's what I'm
Well,
thinking.
right. He did it in real life. I'll say that.
Too soon. Yeah, I
Is
have
it,
no
though?
idea how they're gonna. I have no idea how they're gonna handle that.
Maybe.
He just has such a presence, and
Yeah.
obviously we'll see in the next 2 episodes what happens with him. But if he's still alive at the end of things, that's gonna
Maybe
be
he'll be
hard.
the second person to die from a lightsaber to the stomach.
Well,
Maybe.
I saw someone suggest that like if Balin like were to make it to, like if they did, like if Balin shows up again somewhere else within like these series or movies that they'll be doing, the suggestion was maybe Gerard Butler, because they have kind of like a similar esque
Yeah.
stature and
Could
whatnot.
see that.
But
I feel like it's kind of a disservice though with how well
Right.
he did.
He'll
Yeah.
go to where Cara Dune is. He'll go in that hallway.
just for
be
a
mentioned.
different reason.
Don't put him in with her though. Oh,
I put her
she's
in with
way-
Mr. Turner and Minkus from Boy Meets World. So
There you
it's
go.
just a hallway characters go to never be seen again.
Or you can go with Leia to where she is.
If they
There we
would
go.
recast, I could see maybe Graham McTavish kind of fitting in the role.
Oh yeah, I could see that too.
Oh yeah.
I think he could
He'd be
kind of give
good.
that same presence and aura to it.
Aura.
I don't know
think
if
we
that's
talked about
something
it.
that they would do if Balin even makes it out of this season alive.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was last episode or the one before. I think Mark brought it up. He thinks Shin's gonna betray Balin in some fashion.
One of
Yeah.
them is gonna betray. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Shin Hottie, Hottie. Pretty sure it's gonna be her. She's gonna turn to the good side, and I'm gonna be very happy about that. That's all I will say.
Interesting. She still has her sweet Clone Wars era headset too, so that's pretty
She
awesome.
does.
Love that.
Waste not.
She does.
So and then the
Well,
other
didn't
thing
she
here,
drive the busted up version of like the Naboo fighters?
did she?
I can't remember what that. We talked about it in
Oh,
the
man.
episode. And
Yeah, they do have they had those like really weird looking bombers. In
Yeah,
that
they
one.
kind of looked like single prop planes.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I can't
Almost
remember
like-
what we decided they looked like.
Almost like, I mean, it's similar to like the bombers from like Last Jedi that like were similar to like a World War type of
Mhm.
like larger airplane that
The
were dropping the bombs like
B-17.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
been
kind of
on
I guess going with that vibe. But like the other thing that I noticed in the scene too, like with Sabine while she was being contained, is that like they do like this whole other scene where it's like another force pull push
Mhm.
a
fake out.
with
Mhm.
Sabine while she's in her cell, which it seems like they're building this up to like there's gonna be like some big moment like later on between like, so they've already done like the cup scene, and then they had like a lingering shot on the cup, and they had the fight with her and Shin where they kind of had a
Mhm.
fake out there where like you thought she used the force, but it was just like her like using her Mando gear. But yeah, like what do you guys think is gonna like any like ideas or like what you'd want to see happen with her, I guess?
Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be something with her by the end of the season where she's using the force in some way. Like they can't be showing all of that just to have her do nothing.
That's where I stand. Yeah, something's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Something's
It might
gonna
be a
happen.
big
Hu Yang,
Grogu thing.
Hu Yang is going to be proven wrong.
I
She's
have a
gonna
feeling
fucking move a starship or something.
I don't know if it's going to be that big. I have a feeling
yeah.
it's going to be small but pivotal. Like she'll, out of desperation, someone's going to have a lightsaber coming at, like someone's going to stab Ahsoka through the gut, and Sabine goes no and just force pushes the lightsaber out of the person's hand or blaster or
Right.
whatever you have. Something like that like turns the tide for them.
Yeah, or something like with like she has to protect Ezra maybe somehow.
Yeah, I was thinking something like what Grogu's done, where all of a sudden it's just this big
emotion.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there has to
and
be
then-
a lot of
and then she falls
emotion
asleep.
behind it.
Yeah, just like Grogu.
And I'm spent.
I'm done. Give me a snacky. Give
Yeah,
me chicken nuggies.
chicken
Chicken-
nuggies.
Some of the blue macaroons,
You want some soup?
so that she can then throw up. No.
Did.
Uh,
You mean
So-
Eowyn soup?
Eowyn soup.
Yeah.
That what was that water that lit up from?
oh,
I
Yeah.
can't remember.
I do not remember.
The light of something or other.
Was that Andor when they had like the
No, this is from Lord of the Rings, where
Oh.
we've jumped
Oh,
because they said
Water that
Eowyn
lights up?
soup, and I thought that was Lord of the Rings.
The Death Marshes? It is. Lord
Yeah,
of
it's like the
Rings.
light of something Galadriel gives to.
Oh, the light of Rendil. That's
No,
what I name
whatever.
my lights in my room.
Nice.
There you go.
So
Whatever. It's a big deal. It's literally like one of the stars that like created the whole fucking universe, okay?
Nice.
Don't get me started. I literally have like 2 Lord of the Rings tattoos.
Okay with that.
Anywho, Ahsoka.
Bringing
So,
it back.
From here we see the Thrawn Star Destroyer pulling up, complete with the nice
And it gets
huge.
penetrated.
Oh yeah, I shared
Willingly, so it was
a tweet
consensual.
that I saw that said Thrawn voice initiate docking protocol reverse cowgirl.
There you
go.
So good.
He shows up. And I liked how they kept the continuity of having like the wolf painted on the bottom of the Star Destroyer, which for Johnny and Mike that was from Rebels.
I would never have guessed.
And the top of
Ralph's
it has
here. Hi, Ralph.
has a bunch of gold patch
Watch
work on
Rebels.
it too.
It's a continuing theme through every episode lately.
He'll
Hi,
watch
Ralph.
it after.
I'm gonna watch it
He'll
after.
watch
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Nice. Hey, Ralph.
You could watch it and then we could talk about it after. Just one episode.
Yeah.
He hates
Just like
when
a
I do
whole
this.
Rebels. We have
That-
so many things that we want to get
But if
to.
it's just one episode,
Yeah.
I say this every time.
Just one.
Yeah. So they dock, and so what exactly are they doing with these coffins / in the catacombs?
Coffins in the catacombs.
So they're moving these coffins, these
Yeah.
floating coffins, and they're like, oh, it's gonna take 3 rotations, so like 3 days to move everything. And then
I missed that line. I thought they were talking about like the planet going around and completely
Yeah.
way over the head.
Yeah. I've watched this too many times and I've watched too many breakdowns. But yeah, there's lots of theories because I mean these Kintsugi Shibari stormtroopers, they have to be some kind of zombies or something, or
That's
maybe
what I was just about to say.
more green
Raise of the dead.
farts. So I'm
It
guessing
was the
it's
Lost
more of
monster. It was the
them.
smoke monster from Lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
the
That's
smoke
what he
monster.
was. It was John Locke.
And Titus
LOL.
Welliver in the role of all of the stormtroopers.
Don't spoil Johnny though, because we are gonna do a thing about Lost and he has not watched it. So
I've watched the Lost finale.
Nugget.
Well,
The finale.
Yeah, it's a long story.
yeah, Silly made a guest spot.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanna wear
That's
that?
quite the episode
Hi,
to
Sylvie.
watch and only watch.
Yeah. That's literally the only episode of Lost I've seen is the finale.
Take on
And
the
he still
stormtroopers.
wants to watch it.
It's a good. It's a very, very good show.
It was over a decade
recommend
ago.
it.
I don't really remember much about it.
And
There you
then you can
And
watch
then-
the documentary that
Yeah.
our friend
Yes.
Ralph is working on.
That's the plan. It's gonna be all built up to that. We just have to start it soon. It'll happen. I'm gonna make it happen. It's like my favorite show of all time. So you can't see my Lost stuff is below me down here.
And my
You didn't
my
lose
first
it?
tattoo was Lost related. So
Oh, I have one on my ankle. It's part Captain America, part Lost. So it's the Dharma logo, but
I'll
in the
say the
center,
Dharma
it's a
logo.
star. In this, it's a star. So then it also looks like Cap's shield.
nice.
Yeah, all pretty much all my
one of the
tattoos I combine something.
One of the many Dharma stations.
Yes,
Yes.
that's the Avengers
Star
station.
Station,
Yeah,
Yes.
the Avengers station on
Avengers
the
Campus
Lost
Station.
Avengers Campus.
yeah.
That would
Yeah,
actually
well-
be a smart place to put their headquarters because no one would ever find it.
Crossed it. That there when before they built Avengers Campus, they had the hatch next to Mission Breakout, like over in the like landscaping there. So there was a lost.
So now we're talking
hatch.
about Disney. Okay.
I mean, Disney owns Star Wars.
Tangent time.
Disney
Yes.
owns everything. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Disney
Night
does
Sisters,
everything.
zombie stormtroopers, possibly Enoch with the golden Roman face.
It's called
and yes,
Kintsugi.
Yeah, with all the Kintsugi that Kylo must. So with this too, I don't know if that's just maybe Kintsugi's just like a thing that's used quite often in the Star Wars universe, or if like Kylo ends up knowing or is connected to something about this like later on, and that's how he knew how to fix his helmet after he had a tantrum with it in The Last Jedi.
But he doesn't use gold.
Yeah, he
No,
didn't
he
mend it with
uses-
gold.
He uses
Well,
red.
Yeah, that
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
gold
the-
would have clashed with his whole vibe on his
style.
helmet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It
like
is
the
an
big
aesthetic
part of
choice.
Kintsugi is
Mm.
using gold specifically because you're supposed
Something
to
to do with like
make
bringing
something
value.
broken. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
making something. My
Adding
mom makes a
value
lot
or
of
something.
Kintsugi pieces, so like when it
Hmm.
first showed up in Loki, I freaked out, and then I freaked out when I saw it in this because I was like, ah, if only my mom were a nerd,
When it was
she
in-
would appreciate this.
And then they did it in season.
do it in Ted
Season
Lasso.
3, yeah, season 3 Ted Lasso too. With
Yes.
the belief sign.
They did. They did.
So
Love Ted Lasso. So
Yeah.
good.
Show him the other shoulder.
Bump, bump. And then there's a Star Wars one, so there you go. So
Your Avengers
I-
one's on the other.
Well, yeah, there's Spider-Man on that one. So there, now you've seen all my tattoos that you know of.
You've seen all my tattoos too.
Nice.
Same.
2 of mine are
Mike-
like on my head, so you can't see them.
This beard is actually a tattoo. It's just like 3.
3-dimensional tattoo.
I worked with a guy who tattooed his eyebrows on because he had alopecia and he
Oh,
wanted
nice.
eyebrows. So
Yeah.
people do it.
People
I
do
think
that.
I think Bobby Lashley, one of the professional wrestler, did that because I think he has like alopecia. He doesn't have any facial hair,
Does he?
so I think
I
he
guess
got
I never
his
realized
eyebrows
that.
tattooed.
And now we're
Not a
talking
fan of
about
Bobby Lashley, so-
wrestling.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with that.
So to segue from wrestling
Johnny
to,
loves wrestling.
to the Bible.
I partake.
Wrestling to the Bible. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just talk
let's
about
do
how there was a tag team match involving God. So
Yeah. Vince McMahon and God.
Nice. But so like the dude with like the kind of Roman golden face is called Enoch. So I looked up that name after, and so Enoch is a biblical figure and patriarch prior to Noah's flood, and son of Jared and father of Methuselah. He was of
Methuselah.
the antediluvian period in the Hebrew Bible. So I'm trying to.
I don't remember this.
Yeah.
I know that word from Vampire the Masquerade.
I went to Catholic school for fucking 17 years or whatever the fuck.
Same.
Don't remember that at all.
I can
for
baptize people now.
9.
I've found
So-
out though that it's the people that are other forms of Christian besides Catholic that they're the ones that know the Bible better. But I'm like, I feel like I still should know these things.
Catholic told you all the things you're supposed to be ashamed of, and then
Yeah.
gave you crackers.
Although, I mean, I kind of got lucky being in California that it was
I
like
called them
pretty
Christ cakes.
liberal. Yes, that was my favorite. They tasted so yummy. The
I
only
wanted
thing
to.
that would get me to church.
I legit wanted to break into the rectory and grab like a bag of Eucharistic wafers.
You can
Like-
buy them on Amazon.
Yeah.
Mark's face. You little
Now I'm-
demon.
Now I'm a
Break into the
Judas
rectory.
priest. I'm
Now you're a
a
Judas priest.
Judas priest. I'm an ordained
Arrest
minister
them.
of the
Judas.
Church
Bloody
of the
near
Latter Day
killed
Dude.
them.
You're not part of the flying spaghetti monster.
No. So Ahsoka.
Yes.
The Bible.
Well, yeah, so like
Enoch.
Enoch was like part of, like, he's connected to like the Great Flood, so I'm wondering if there's like some kind of connection between like that like main
So is-
trooper that's like reporting to Thrawn. It's like, I don't know like how that's gonna
They're gonna
like,
bring
tie
the
in.
flood.
Yeah.
Well, ooh, the like
Uh-oh.
floating
Connection made.
coffins could be like Noah's
Floating
Ark.
in water.
No,
Yeah.
no. Like all the coffins contain
Yeah,
different.
like Thrawn's ship is the Ark.
Yeah. We figured it out. We're done. We're
All right.
good. Let's go.
I mean, primary objective is to get the F out of there. So
Yeah, so much so that he's
Keep
willing
the F
to
out of there.
sacrifice. Yeah, there. To sacrifice Shin and Balin leave him there. So
Right.
Don't do that.
Thrawn has no connection to them. He gave him. They paid him their money. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Mercenaries.
Sylvie's like, yeah.
Hang on. There's a second Enoch in the Bible that is completely different than the one you mentioned.
There usually are multiples in the Bible.
Yeah. There's an Enoch in the book of Genesis. He's the son of Cain, and he's the son of Cain after Cain arrived in the land of Nod, to which he was evicted by God as his punishment for murdering his own brother Abel. So that's kind of an exiling kind of thing. So I wonder if it's more this Enoch than the other one.
Maybe it's a little bit of both.
Or maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Who knows?
I was thinking it was related to time somehow, and then I realized that the word I was thinking of was epoch. And not Enoch. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're kind of like all over with the references in this season between like the Macbethian stuff, Arthurian stuff, and biblical stuff. So it should be kind of interesting to see like where it like all coalesces into whatever it may be by the end.
And it's definitely going to be, how we interpret it as well, to each their own.
Yeah. And then
as
like
always.
with the scene too with Thrawn and Sabine, I liked their like whole interaction again too, since like because it'd be like the first time for them since they'd like seen each other like
first time since the last time.
Yeah, first time since the last episode, like in the past decade.
She's like,
they've been gone long enough to become live action, no longer animated.
Oh, and for the actor playing Thrawn in this too is Lars Mikkelsen, who was also the voice. Yes, of Thrawn in Rebels as well too.
And Mads Mikkelsen's brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is a
Who built the
talented
Death
family.
Star?
That is a very talented family.
One brother built a Death Star. The other one is the heir to the Empire.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
One's blue. So what was Mom doing? Besides everybody.
Don't yuck her yum.
I'm not. I'm just. Well, someone was doing something.
Okay.
Like the interaction towards like you gamble the fate of your galaxy on that belief, and that like Ezra, and she's like, you want to understand? And he's like, perhaps not. And I did. Mike had a note about this too. It's like
they get taken to this planet, and they're just like, "I'm going this way. You're going bye. We're not going to talk anymore."
Yeah.
I want to know how they separated now. Like, how did that happen?
And
also the fact that he just lets Sabine go. I guess because they want to find Ezra? Do they even need to find Ezra? Like they can just peace out.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really understand that.
I think that's part of the thing too with like he just doesn't care if like Shin and Balin are left there too. He's just like what she's doing doesn't like really matter. She probably won't find him, but she'll just be off in this time that we need. It's basically, she's out of our hair while we're doing what we need to do. Although he's always kind of playing like 4-dimensional chess with like how he's like thinking of stuff too.
He plays
moves and counter moves.
Yeah, so it might seem like he made like a dumb mistake or
like
decision.
3D chess in Star Trek.
Yes.
Sylvie wants to be on the screen.
Yeah, she likes guest starring in these episodes.
Yeah, she appears.
I like it.
You're from the wrong galaxy, Sylvie.
Wrong
Or
Martha.
Is she part Scotty?
No, she's pure mini schnauzer.
Oh, mini schnauzer. Okay, I saw the long. I was gonna say the ears aren't right. It's just hard to see. You're so dark.
She didn't have her tail docked or her ears clipped, so she's all natural.
That's like the Westies I take care of, because normally there's like the Westie haircut where it's like longer and they keep their hair really short, so no one believes that they're Westies. I'm like, trust me, they're Westies. I've seen their birth certificates.
Oh yeah, she'll sometimes have like the mini schnauzer like skirt, like where it's like the
Mm-hmm.
belly and legs, longer hair.
Yeah, it's very similar to the Westies.
Tangent
time.
Yes. Yeah.
We love tangents.
But
Yes.
yeah, then so like Sabine, she goes off, rides her rat wolf, the howler as it were, which she kind of had like a dog owner relationship with the dog there. I mean, yeah.
Yes.
With the
I
wolf
appreciated that. I
Yeah.
appreciated that very much. And she's like, "You abandoned me," and he's like, and then
I'm
like
sorry.
trots along after her, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Fine, you can follow me."
Yeah,
Which
I liked the
I
whole thing
can't
on that
remember where
shot.
Yeah, that it was just the same shot.
Like walks off.
It was good.
Comes back in.
It's so true. Like anytime I scold any of the dogs that I take care of, and they like cower and like the ears back and everything, and then I'm like, "Okay, you're fine," and they get all excited again. It was just so reminiscent of that. I loved it.
Nice. And then yeah, so like with here too, then like she fights essentially like the prettier version of like Sand People or the Tusken
Samurai
Raiders.
Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Which-
she used all of her other weapons first before she used her saber, which I thought was cool.
Yeah. And yeah, like
But
it's
she knows.
basically it's like her entire arsenal. She like
Uh-huh.
kicked their ass too. So
Yeah, she did. She kicked booty.
She had, when she used the grappling wire and it wrapped around the one dude's neck, there was like an
like
electrical
the
shock
the
on
electrical thing on.
Is that, I don't think we've seen that particular weapon
I thought
before.
they had
Is
that in
new?
Mando. Didn't they do that in? Didn't Bo
I've-
use that?
Maybe.
Maybe I might have missed it.
Maybe?
I know they've used it a lot to like grab someone and yank them, but I don't recall seeing the
No, maybe I missed.
taser option. But
Right.
I may have missed it.
I'm maybe just recalling the grappling hook shot, not the taser part, but
I
don't remember.
The other thing that I think is kind of funny, at least with this show, is that like 2 episodes ago now, like she lost her helmet on Cetos, so that it wasn't another show where the Mandalorian in the show was wearing a helmet for every episode, so you could see.
It's not really Papa P. It's someone else.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to pronounce her last name because I'll mess it up. But like the actress Natasha, who's playing Sabine in this, so you can see her face the entire time in the show.
I'm not complaining because I would have liked to see more of Zaddy Pedro, but you know, it's fine. It's whatever.
Who apparently wasn't
seeing
even
more of
on.
Sabine.
Yeah, he's all voiceover.
Like he was completely voiceover for season, like never once on set for season.
Really?
2. Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Apparently
He
Last
was
of
there. It
Us
was like once.
has like #1 on like his contract or whatever, and then Mando is #2 apparently.
Because he was supposed to take his helmet off, but scheduling conflicts. This is all hearsay. We don't really know if it's true, but
yeah, maybe conflicts with The Last of Us. Which
none of us know Pedro Pascal.
not yet.
So we get the samurai sand people.
Tusken Raiders.
Yeah,
Tusken
and
Raiders.
like yeah. So and then like here too, like Sabine then meets the hermit crab.
Hobbit crabs.
Yeah,
Rock
Hobbit
lobsters.
The
Rock
Hobbit
there you
crab ninja turtles.
They were.
I can't remember, but yeah, like it was even kind of like the Lord of the Rings rock thing, you know, like with the.
Yes, I saw that as a meme. Spoilers without context, and I hate that I know this reference. I used it in our spoilers without context. I hate that I know this because this movie is just so fucking overhyped. But Frozen, the little trolls,
Oh yeah,
the
roll up
boulders
trolls.
into rocks. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. I'm like, I hate myself.
I'll give
for
Frozen
this, but
credit. It's
yeah.
more watchable than some other stuff. But
Yeah, it's just way overhyped. I don't think it
I agree.
should have been
Agree.
as popular as it was.
It's like Rockon and Stondar from Masters of the Universe.
Quick side.
You lost me
Anna-
there.
Yeah.
Anna is
I
the
have
best
Motu
Frozen
stuff.
character.
Have I watched Motu? No.
Why is Anna the best Frozen character?
Because she is. She's the most
Okay.
relatable and awkward character in the
I
movies.
personally like Sven. Because he's a...
She's the best human character. There you go.
Okay. There we go. Sven's the best.
But yeah, with the crab people here, and then Sabine sees that one of the Elijah Wood of the Hobbit crabs has a Rebel Alliance logo necklace around his head, or around his neck rather. So the Rebel Alliance logo has brought people together since 1977. But I don't know what that would be in BBY.
That's Star Wars time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know BBY is Star Wars time, but like I don't know
I know. I'm just
like what that would be within that concept. Yeah, so I liked like this design of these two because it felt very George Lucas-esque, weird alien.
it was definitely
creatures.
original Star Wars feeling.
Exactly.
We've had so many series where people are complaining there's a lack of aliens and creatures, and
Yeah, this one's chock full of them. Green
Loved it.
fart gas and
Can't forget the green fart gas.
that's right. The Purgle, we got all kinds of stuff going on in this show. And then
Very toyetic.
and then,
throw that up there so people know what we're talking about.
green fart gas. And then so like Balin and Shin have this conversation like about the Jedi Order, and he more or less says like he misses the idea of it, not so much like the actual concept and working matter of it. So, and then he's saying something calls, can't you hear it? Something stirs here, can't you feel it? So, like, also, and then also I could hear in my head was the Christmas song, like, do you hear that?
As much as I love Christmas, too early.
It makes me wonder what it could be, because it seems if this is the planet that is apparently the origin of the Night Sisters, and their magic is described as dark magic, which makes me feel it comes more from the dark side of the Force.
Magic with a CK too at the end.
Yeah.
That's all. That's a special
magic
kind of
with
magic.
And yet we have the name Morgan. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, Morgan Le Fay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Magic-
Elspeth is different.
Magic with a K is just to
Not enough.
differentiate it from stage magic.
Is that like a Muzak instead of music?
Yeah. So you would think that maybe what it is would be more dark side oriented.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I think I have no idea.
I saw some theories that the people think that it's like the brother from the Mortis gods, because we know that the sister is
Ahsoka.
Well, yeah, more basically, Ahsoka technically did die twice, kind of.
At least twice. She's been dead a lot, it feels.
Could have died a
9
third
lives,
time.
baby.
Ezra saved her once. Anakin saved her the first time, and then Anakin
and the second time
saved her the third time too. Or if that even was Anakin, or if it was just like herself fighting herself. Anyways,
who knows?
Yeah, but I liked this kind of whole conversation here between like Shin and Balin, because it's just interesting because she's like very curious about the kind of like old school like Jedi ways, and like asking questions about like Ezra, and like she asks like if like Balin knows us, or he's like, no, he's too young. But
yeah, he describes him as a Boken Jedi. B-O-K-K-E-N.
Yeah, I was going to ask what that term was, because I couldn't.
According to New Rockstars, it is the homeschool Jedi.
Well, isn't that what Shin is?
Yeah.
There's all.
Well, not according to Balin, because Balin,
I know.
Well, it's technically not a Jedi.
He trained her to be more.
Right.
More better.
More better.
Mhm.
Faster and more intense.
New and improved.
Yeah. Higher, faster, stronger, baby.
The new and improved Jedi Order.
Yeah,
Yeah.
On Wikipedia, that's that's literally the only thing on there for Boken Jedi is Ezra, and it's quote about Ezra as being a Boken Jedi. So like, at least as far as Wikipedia is concerned, Ezra is the only one.
It seems like it would be
Hmm.
any Jedi that aren't like any Jedi that were trained after Order 66, essentially.
So Luke
Yeah,
technically is a Boken Jedi?
Yeah, Luke. Well, although because
but he was trained by
Obi-Wan's
Yoda.
teaching him. Yeah, and Yoda.
Yeah.
I was gonna say would Rey be one, but she was
never trained.
I mean, she hasn't.
She's self-taught.
Well, she was
She's a
kind
YouTube
of trained.
Well, sort of trained by Leia, who was trained by Luke. So,
Also trained by Luke.
yeah.
She's
We're
more
on
like
that
a
island
YouTube
for
Jedi.
nothing. An influencer Jedi.
Yeah, that's what she's more like.
You know, they talk a lot in this about the legacies and the lineages of Jedis being important. So, there's that tree kind of branches off from Obi-Wan to Anakin and then to Luke, but then Luke also with Yoda, so it gets complicated.
Yeah.
Who trained Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character there?
oh man,
Well, that was
The lady that died.
yeah.
We're getting real specific here.
I just binged all of Clone Wars and Rebels right before, and I binged them real quick. I was like half watching Clone Wars and half watched the first half of Rebels. So whenever we do our thing, Johnny, I'm gonna have to pay attention better, more better.
Kanan's master was Adepa Balaba.
Don't know
See,
who
how
that
am I
is.
supposed to remember that name?
no idea who that is.
Well, and you see her sacrifice herself in the Bad Batch series premiere because there's like when that shows like
I've not watched
Order 66 starting off, you see a little teenage Kanan in there running away from the Order 66, which is why he ends up hating stormtroopers later on when you see him in Rebels because he saw him kill his master. But yeah, that's who it was.
Yep.
Do you really need a reason to hate stormtroopers? Like,
I mean, from his point of, I mean, he would have formerly been working with them when they were cloned. Yeah. But yeah.
Same. Clone troopers, stormtroopers, they're the same.
Yeah. So then this episode we get the reunion that we've been waiting for. We get to see Ezra finally in the show. And what did you all think of the reunion between Ezra and Sabine? Go.
I kind of had similar thoughts to Mike, surprisingly. I think only because I just binged Clone Wars and Rebels. Close Wars. And Rebels.
new show on A&E.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, I think it totally could have been written, directed, whatever, this way, but I felt like their interaction, I mean, I guess it was very, not reminiscent, I can't think of the right word, along the lines of someone, they haven't seen each other in 10 years. So I thought it was accurate in that regard, that it's like kind of awkward, but I didn't feel a lot of chemistry between them, like just like normal chemistry, not even romantic chemistry. We're not even so I don't know, like it felt good, but there was just a little something missing for me.
Yeah.
But it could just be I don't have that like nostalgia factor because I just binged it all recently. But I felt like, no member berries. But I will say the casting for Ezra was spot on. The voice was great. I I thought they did a good job with casting him. That's my thoughts.
I thought Mondes Fonde did a good job in this episode with like the little bit we did see with him as Ezra in this, and I thought it was a very Ezra thing too for like the first thing he kind of did, or I'm assuming it's the first thing that he did once he got to Peridia, was like he like immediately made friends with like the inhabitants,
crab people.
Yeah, the crab people on there. It was just like hanging out with them, like part of their crew, living in their Hobbit crab trailer park that they have going on there. So I liked how he's playing it too. He's doing it very close to the same way like Ezra's portrayed in Rebels. So he's got the full beard now because he's the grown up Jedi. So you gotta have a beard when you're the grown up Jedi. Anakin was the only one that didn't have a beard.
Well, he didn't really grow up.
He would look good with the beard.
I don't think I've ever seen Hayden Christensen
Can
with a beard.
burnt, melted skin grow hair?
Maybe he can't grow beard, but he's
Still
Googling
hot,
it no matter what.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen.
I'm
beard.
guessing probably
Oh,
not.
well, yeah, he looks weird with a beard. Never mind.
No,
he was
I'm gonna
never
look
made
it
a
up.
master, so he can't grow a beard.
That's true.
Yeah, he's got to have
Only
a
gets the rat
beard.
tail.
Yeah,
Beard.
you only get that. Here, I'll show it really quick.
Oh, yeah, no. Damn it.
So now we know the reason why he never had a beard.
Yeah,
He just looks, well, he just doesn't grow a beard well. He looks like a werewolf.
A werewolf. A rat dog.
I'm
Rat
trying
wolf.
not to get my fucking ring light. Essentially. Yeah, he does not. Yeah. Usually they say beards are makeup for men, but in this case it is not makeup for men. No. It's bad. He looks like a totally different person.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go away. This is great content.
Bad beard. Hashtag bad beard.
Well, here it is, right there.
Oh,
What are you
There's-
are we supposed to
There's a
see
beard.
something?
Yeah, there's literally nothing.
Alright. Oh,
We're kind of moved.
there.
Nope.
Here we go. There's Hayden Christensen beard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
bad.
that's not great.
That's no bueno.
Like he
But-
can't get it
Especially
on his.
because you're. Yeah, he can't get on his like cheeks.
Yeah, his cheeks are bare. It's like a chin strap.
He's got the Joe
Yeah.
Dirt beard.
Especially
Yeah.
compared because it was right next to your beard, Mark. I feel like it's very obvious how bad it is.
This is very inadequate.
I mean, he can grow a full head of hair still, so he's all good. My face doesn't have to worry about it because all the hair follicle protein is going to my face because it doesn't have to send any up to the top of the.
Oh, your
skull.
beta keratin.
Yeah,
Whatever grows hair, I don't even know.
Ralph knows over at Live
Ralph
Action
knows.
Stores. Yeah, Ralph knows. You've seen Ralph's beard.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, what did you think of Ezra and Sabine's reunion, Johnny? Since you don't really have a connection
Yeah,
to Ezra.
As someone who
like
does
Mike.
not have an emotional attachment to the characters themselves, because
As a
I
third
just
party outsider with no personal interest.
yeah, it felt like an awkward. Like I expected it to be more emotional. Like she's been apparently like hoping for the last decade that she could be reunited with her, even if it's not a romantic thing, with her friend. Like the first thing she didn't do was just like run and frickin' tackle him in a hug. They're just kind of like, oh hey, you made it. Yeah, thanks, dick.
Yeah.
You made me come all this way.
You didn't tell us where you were going, you fuck.
Right?
It's like, I
You just-
didn't know.
You just left.
Eh.
You left. You gave us the Irish goodbye. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Where you been? Like, I expected like a more like emotional like like I said, like run and just tackle him in a hug and something like that. But it was just like, oh, what's up?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah. I'm wondering if that's partially because, like, especially because of like her facial reaction to after him saying that he can't wait to go home, and he kind of like walks off.
Yeah.
And then
She's like,
just like, he's like, oh man,
About
yeah.
that.
Oh man, wait until he finds out that I betrayed Ahsoka and I helped Thrawn get out here and
yeah, way to be Sabine. Like, how did you get here? Let's not talk about that. Not right now.
Yeah.
Or maybe ever.
I get it. Like if I was in her position, probably would do the same thing, because it's like, yeah, I would like 2 seconds of normalcy with my friend that I have not seen in 10 years.
Mhm.
So I get it, especially because the reason is fucked.
Yeah.
So,
and it would
I
probably
don't
be
know.
a less
I can't
interesting story if
completely blame her.
everybody just told the truth
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, and then so like from here we then cut back to Thrawn on his Star Destroyer. He's talking to the Night Sisters again, and
Still getting penetrated.
So long.
and
They went to
Stuck in
regular
there.
cowgirl now.
That's some
Switch it up.
stamina, yeah.
Yeah. 3 days. That's a long time.
there's some joke there about him being blue, but anyways, yeah.
Oh, he literally has.
He does.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like a giant
No wonder
Smurf.
why it has to be penetrated for 3 days. He's had blue balls his whole life. It makes sense. It's going to take that much time. We figured it out, guys. It's been real.
I don't know. Usually that goes the other way. Real
Well,
quick. American.
Speaking of dark magic, yeah. So yeah, he wants the Purgle killed, like the ones that are bringing Ahsoka, and the
No
thing I liked here
prejudice.
too was
Yeah,
that
with prejudice.
like why do you be prejudiced? Thrawn, you're dealing with that being a part of the Republic because you're blue, and the Empire are basically space Nazis, so you should know better.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
he wants to.
He's got to prove himself.
He basically wants like a dossier of like Ahsoka, like who's her master. It's like who was her master? Who does she work for? And I think that'll be interesting when he finds out that her master was Anakin. Since
Darth Vader.
yeah, well, and then because like
Well, does he know
yeah he
that
knows
Darth Vader was Okay.
yeah he knows Anakin.
Mhm.
Like he figured out that Darth Vader was Anakin, and then he had like worked with Anakin before. So it'll be interesting, like specifically like how he may use that against Ahsoka and like
Yep.
what all will happen there. So
I assume in general he's up to date on the state of the galaxy. Like he knows that the Empire has fallen and like Anakin and the Emperor are dead and the Death Stars were destroyed. Like I assume that Morgan gave him the update off screen. Like
Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
haven't talked about that
They
yet,
FaceTimed before this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be some. Yeah, definitely. It'll
And
be
he's-
I'll be very curious to see what they do with all the coffins.
He says dark magic
And-
again too, so like
Yeah.
that implies
Yeah,
like what was it used for before? Do we
Probably
Usually
to
dark magic
make-
brings the dead back. That's usually what it's used for.
probably
and everything
to
else.
make those Kintsugi Shibari clone troopers or stormtroopers they have there now. I'm guessing, because like
True.
they got there, like Ezra and him, but like they had the whole entire. I keep calling it a starship. They had the whole entire ship full of mostly dead troopers, I'm guessing. So I don't know. Some of them might have been alive.
He lost many legions. I'm pretty sure is what he said.
that said their numbers have dwindled. That's why he
Something
only
like that.
sent two squads to back up Balin and Shin, and possibly also because like once they're done, it seems like he's ready to just fuck off and leave, regardless of if Balin and Shin make it back to the. If they're not back in the ship by the time he's ready to go, he's leaving without them. He doesn't care.
Asses and seats in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
leaving.
Their priority is to get the F out of there.
Geet the F out.
So yeah, as we wrap up the episode, what do you guys, what do you want to see come next week, and then how would you like to see the season, or the series, depending on if this is the only season, end overall? Kayla, then Johnny, then Mike. Mike doesn't want to go.
Yeah, I want to see total and utter chaos. No, I have no idea, just because we haven't even no one predicted last episode, no one predicted this episode. Based on that, I'm not going to even try to speculate. I just hope that we kind of get some idea of this like greater than power that Balin's trying to find. I hope we get some kind of answer to that. Yeah, and I hope there's a second season. I know they're doing a movie, so it'll be interesting to see if they also do a second season or if they're just going to do a movie. But I think they're setting it up because we just got Thrawn in this episode. Like, you can't bring the big bad in like 2/3 of the way through the season or whatever. I don't know what the math is on that. 3/4 the way through the season. So we'll see, because I don't think Thrawn's going anywhere. I think who said it with Ralph and James that Thrawn's gonna win? Did Ralph say that, Johnny? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Someone
Ralph's
said
still
Thrawn's
here?
gonna win.
Ralph's still watching?
I don't know if he's still watching. But someone said Thrawn's gonna win, and I'm like, probably that, but I'm like, I have no fucking clue what's gonna happen. I'm totally along for the ride. I was told there would be no math. Exactly. I did enough calculus in high school and college. What was your other question? Did I pretty much answer them?
Yeah.
You answered them, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Johnny.
basically you want the Empire Strikes Back ending.
Sure. Yes.
So it like ends
The downer.
the downer ending.
I don't want it. I think that's what's going to happen, though, especially if they're setting up a second season.
Yeah, the
the
good guys
movie.
can't come out on top in this one.
Yeah, as much as I love to see them on top. Anyways.
Yeah, I agree with my co-host from Geek the F Out. I think she's right with, like, you don't bring Thrawn in this late in the series and end it with 2 more episodes. I think there's probably plans for another season or a continuation of it in the movie. So I think we might be left hanging. I don't know what we're going to be left hanging on. I'm curious to see where things go with Balin and Shin. I think the 2 things that I want to see most in the next episode are how Thrawn reacts to learning about Ahsoka and where she comes from and who her master was, and what Balin is after on this planet, and how he and Shin tackle that. I think those are the 2 things I'm most interested in seeing. And Ahsoka arriving, like, and getting caught up on everything that's happened since she's been in the mouth of the whale waiting to arrive.
The mouth of the whale.
In the mouth.
How about you? How about you, Mike?
White stain.
What?
I'm just along for the ride. I don't really have expectations of what I want. I just I'm curious to know where it's going to go. So everyone's made good points. I want to know what Balin's up to. I want to see what happens when Ahsoka gets there. I am leaning towards the downer ending. Something bad's going to happen to set up the next season or movie. Whether that be Thrawn just escaping or I don't know. Just I'm along for the ride. I'm having fun with it. No expectations. I'm gonna cop out.
Hashtag no expectations. Let Filoni cook, as the youth are saying. / every meme that I've seen.
Yeah. I did post a short to our channel that was Walter White saying, "Someone cooked here." And then
Yep.
Dave Filoni's face shows up in the background.
So good.
Yeah, I kind of
So good.
second what everyone else is saying, like
Third.
third, fourth.
Fourth.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of interesting if it would be kind of, I guess, taking a risk in a way to make it like end on a downer ending too. With
Yeah.
that, just to see, like, because a lot of people might not like that. They'd be like what the fuck.
Yeah, but in the long run, they'll feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Playing the long game.
That's what Filoni's doing. Like, everything you watch, it's all those a long con, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, Strange New Worlds ended on a cliffhanger.
End it like Fellowship of the Ring. So Filoni's such a big Lord of the Rings fan. End it like the first Fellowship of the Ring movie, where there's development, but they're not anywhere close to being done with what they need to do. And there's still a lot of story.
Everyone just splits up.
It's just it's Sabine, Ezra, and Ahsoka like walking over the start to go over a mountain, and it just like cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
Yeah.
So to resuscitate a Purgil to get home.
Oh no.
Mouth to mouth on a Purgil.
Just don't go ass
mouth
to
to blowhole. Only in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, never go mouth the blowhole.
It's
sometimes
topical.
in the heat of the moment.
Hey, there's only one return, and it's not of the king; it's of the Jedi.
She was in it. Ahsoka was in it. It's okay.
Happy International Hobbit Day, everybody.
Yeah. Technically, it's tomorrow, but I celebrate it on New Zealand.
On your 111th birthday.
I was gonna say technically New Zealand. It is tomorrow, so.
Yeah, because I did my post today because it came up in my memories, and then as I was doing it, I saw something else about it, and it was like the 22nd. I'm like, no, it's the time in New Zealand. It's fine. That's all that matters.
And there you go. There's back to Lost again. Is that Dominic Monaghan is a Hobbit. September 22nd. September 22nd is the day that the flight crashed and Lost. Everything's connected.
I thought it was 23rd. No, it was 22nd. Yeah, because that's why they're doing their stream tomorrow. Duh. I think of something else as the 23rd.
I mean, I got 10 minutes and it's the 22nd.
There you go.
Yeah, same.
West Coast.
So,
yeah, I just realized. Yeah, West Coast is on the left side of the screen, and the East Coast is on the right side of the screen right now.
I'm down here by myself.
Best Coast.
So
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm technically not on the coast. I'm in the middle of central Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I guess I'm
nowhere.
not technically on a coast either because I'm in
the middle of central New York. So
there you go. You're a coast.
I think I'm the closest to the coast then.
Okay.
I'm like 45 minutes.
yeah, I'm 3 hours to an ocean. Unless you count a lake, then I'm an hour.
It doesn't count. It's not a coast.
Well, it's a Great Lake. Does that mean anything?
No.
Yes.
A lot of people from New York City think it's the ocean. Does that mean anything?
That maybe they should check their geography knowledge.
Well, it's a state school, so, and they get to go for free.
Yeah.
They literally live on the ocean. Like,
Hey,
right there.
I
It's right there.
was amazed as you are. They're like, oh my god, the ocean. I'm like, that is a lake, but okay.
Or what, Lake Ontario?
Yeah.
Jesus.
In class, in college, we went out there to do research on fault lines that are on the lakeshore, and 4 or 5 people were like, is
You a
this an
geology
ocean?
major too?
No, I was in film major.
Darn.
Had to take geology class to fill a science rec.
We are white dudes with beards.
a lot of people do.
We definitely took film class in college.
I mean, yeah. Johnny, did you take a film class in college?
No. The first time I went to
Oh.
college, I majored in graphic design, so I did have plenty of art classes, but
That's
not
close
film.
enough. It's close enough.
Yeah.
Art
I
major.
took art classes too.
Close.
And when I went to college and actually
Basic design
finished,
and
it was
draw.
all business classes.
Well, aren't you cool?
I like to think I am.
So speaking of
I don't
how
know.
cool
You tell me.
Speaking of how cool you guys are, where can everyone find
Good
you guys
segue.
online, and what is your show about?
I have no idea.
So all the
Uh,
socials
Go ahead, Johnny.
are at GTFO channel. So Instagram, Twitter, Threads. You have a Threads, right?
Yeah, see my shirt is made
Is
of
that-
it.
And YouTube.
Everyone
The
missed
YouTube
my
handle is
pretend
at
flash.
GTFO channel. It stands for Geek the Fuck Out, because that's what we do. Our flagship show is Trek Retrek. I've watched at least all live action Star Trek. I haven't watched all the animated stuff. And when we started this endeavor, Kayla had only seen the J.J. Abrams Kelvinverse, Chris Pine Star Trek movies.
Yeah, I was about to say Chris Pine. all
So
that matters.
we are starting
all
at the
that matters.
beginning of
Man.
production order. We're 20 episodes into Star Trek: The Original Series. It's Thursday nights at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. We premiere episodes where we just kind of do this. We talk about the original Star Trek with the perspective of someone who has seen everything and someone who is, when we started, had seen nothing. And then we do live streams occasionally for other things that strike our fancy. Like we did a Barbenheimer stream. We're doing
Nice.
bi-weekly Ahsoka streams. We did
Bi-monthly.
bi-monthly. Bi-monthly Ahsoka streams. I keep thinking every 2 weeks.
Everyone
bi-weekly.
says the same thing, and I'm like, no, bi-weekly
It would be
means
twice a week.
twice a week.
We did a
Don't tell
stream
my employer that.
for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Yeah. So
With
we do live
Spider-Verse.
streams, and we do.
The Flash.
We did live streams for Strange New Worlds as well. Once we got to a certain point in TOS, it was like we have to start covering Strange New Worlds because it's weird not covering that while it's new episodes coming out.
Yeah.
So
Plus,
lots of
the cast is hot as fuck. So
it's a very attractive
if
show.
you've watched no Star Trek before, you could easily start with Strange New
Yeah.
Worlds. And it's like you get this extra little cherry on top that everyone is hot as fuck. It's great.
Yep.
Nice.
You're in it.
And I
for
was
the
thinking
plot.
about this. I was thinking about this today. I think Strange New Worlds might be the most accessible, like Star Warsy kind of, like the kind of stuff that Star Wars fans are used to. They might find a little more of it in Strange New Worlds than they would in other Trek series, because it's got a little more action to it, but it's still got some the bones of Trek, the episodic stuff.
Nice. And Star Trek also has space
Indeed.
whales.
It does.
I have not
Whale
gotten there
probes. She has not gotten there yet.
yet. No.
You'll
I have
see.
no idea what you're talking about.
That's one of the only Star Trek. I've only seen the first 4 original series Star Trek movies, and then the Kelvin Universe Star Trek movies, and I haven't seen the stuff in between that.
I've seen one episode of Star Trek. One.
Yeah, the one that you had to watch
Amok
for,
time.
that we were on for Trek Wars.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
excited for whenever I get to watch that.
Yeah,
Is
we're
that
getting
soon?
close.
Okay.
Let's see. We've
Is it in
got
season 1?
No, it's the first episode of season 2.
Okay.
So it's
10
about 10 episodes away. Yeah.
Okay. Almost there. So close.
Almost there.
Yeah, and then you can find us on all the socials at GTFO channel on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, all those lovely things, and post a lot of fun stuff on there as well. I like to post a lot of memes, post a lot of stuff from Holdo, and then also from Factor as well.
Oh, yeah. Baxter's got some good shorts too.
Yeah, he does. Indeed.
But yeah, so that
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for
being here.
for coming on this week. For people with us, to find us, you can leave us a review on any podcast catcher of your choice. If it allows you to do so, helps us out. You can find the show on social media at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at HoldoPod. And we had a bunch of new people that started following us on Instagram and subscribing to us on YouTube this week. So thank you to those people if you've coming here for the first time or listening or watching for the first time. Then Mike and I are also on Instagram and Twitter at our first and last names. And speaking of Baxter, he's our editor. You can find him on Instagram and Twitter as well, and then email us at holdopod@gmail.com. But as always, we are grateful to George Lucas for creating the Star Wars universe.
Oh my! Thank the maker.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.